a snob about these. Well, what I am is very health conscious. So if I'm going to be putting poison into my body, you can make damn sure it's going to be the good stuff. So I typically stick with top shelf scotches. My go-to is typically Johnny Walker Blue Label when it comes to my liquors. And for cigars, my favorite is Fuente Opus X. I believe it's just about everyone's favorite. But, the more upscale cohibas will do in a pinch. Macanudos aren't bad, but again, you just can't top the Opus X. If you're able to even find the things, pick them up. Why the glasses? It's actually a matter of function over passion. The morning I woke up to start recording these videos, I had a sty on my eye. So I'm thinking, okay, well, do I just go ahead and put this off? And I wasn't too keen on that idea because I don't enjoy procrastinating. So if you go back and look at a few of my earlier videos, you see I just recorded from the nose down for that very reason. I just didn't really like that approach, so I just threw on the Ray-Bans and just to hide the sty. Decided to go ahead and keep them as part of the persona, just to provide a little bit more of a recognizable look on camera. They have the added benefit of increasing viewer engagement. You see, I usually have my notes or my script on the side, and I want to ensure that everything that I write, I communicate on camera. So I'm constantly turning my eyes from camera, script, camera, script, camera, script to ensure that I get all the information that I want to out there. So I think just for viewer immersion, it helps that you don't see me constantly breaking eye contact. How did you become so knowledgeable about so many different topics? Well, thank you. Well, I do have multiple degrees, but I just enjoy learning for the sake of learning. And make a mistake, I'm not an expert on every single subject I talk about. I don't consider myself an expert on any topic, really. What I am is passively knowledgeable on a wide array of subjects, though. So I'm basically the guy you want with you on trivia night at the bar, because that $100 gift card is as good as yours. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go and why? I'm a pretty simple guy. I would go to Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina. It's just my favorite vacation spot. It's just a very relaxing and not overly crowded beach. Again, nothing spectacular, just nice and relaxing. Would you rather be sticky or itchy at all times for the rest of your life? This is the easiest question to answer on this entire AMA. It is itchy, and I'll tell you why. Close your eyes. Think about every square inch of the surface area of your skin. Start seeking out itches. Start seeking out any irritation, any minor discomfort. Focus, focus. Did you find an itch? I'm guessing you did. And that's because your skin is always feeling some sort of irritation, even if you are not perceptive of it at the time. So considering I already have an itch at all times, every minute, every day, for my entire life, you're essentially just asking me, would I rather just exist as is, or also be sticky? So I'm taking itchy any day of the week. See, what are your favorite bands? My favorite artists are Bruce Springsteen and Jimmy Buffett. Well, you technically asked bands, so I guess it'd be Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band and Jimmy Buffett and the Coral Reaper Band. But in third place, there's a litany of 90s bands that could fall in that place. Green Day, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilots. It's basically Bruce and Jimmy, then a distant third, 90s bands. into stargazing at all, buy your telescope now, because Saturn's rings are going to disappear for a significant portion of 2025. Saturn's my absolute favorite object to observe in the night sky. Its ring system is just spectacular, and unfortunately it's going to be missing for a significant chunk of the next year. So I'd say go ahead and get your kicks in now. Next up, let's see. Does your family know about your ASMR channel? Not that I'm aware of. It's not something I'm keeping a secret by any means. It's just something that hasn't come up in conversation. What inspired you to start your ASMR channel? It wasn't really one thing. I guess it was just a collection of little things that led to my creation of the channel. I guess the impetus was told that I had a very good voice for it. Now this isn't my natural whisper. It actually took quite a bit of practice to get the exact ratio of breathiness to mouth sounds that I was aiming for after watching other ASM artists, and just getting a feel for what I found to be pleasing to my auditory senses. What's your IQ? Don't know, don't care. Sorry for the quick response, but my life would not change in any way whatsoever if I knew that number. What part of North America are you from, and what sports teams do you follow? As I mentioned, Hurricane Helene coming through, you can probably guess. I live in Asheville, North Carolina. Being that I live in Asheville, I do support the local sports teams. The Carolina Panthers, the Carolina Hurricanes, and the Charlotte Hornets. When it comes to baseball, I support the Chicago Cubs as opposed to the Atlanta Braves. Let's see. Next up, I should have numbered the second half of this list. What's your perspective on true love? I don't believe I've experienced for myself. I'm absolutely open to the possibility, but until I actually experience it, I guess I can't really have much of an opinion on it. Sorry. If you could remove one human emotion, what would it be and why? I would probably remove grief, for the simple reason that it's the emotion that I least enjoy feeling. Actually, I wouldn't even put enjoy in the same sentence with grief. I just don't like the feeling at all, and I would prefer no longer experience it when a loved one passes or a relationship ends on a bitter note. Let's see, next up, what's your favorite book? This is another one where there are two, and they're right here. My well-worn copies of Slaughterhouse-Five and Jurassic Park. Again, sorry, I really should have numbered these. What's past outer space? Well, I think you're referring to outer space as what's known as the observable universe. Outside of that is the unobservable universe. And with the unobservable universe, we don't really know. There are not even theories, but hypotheses for what could exist. But we don't have any way to adequately test these. Some possibilities are that we're one in a series of universes in a multiverse. This could be a super universe that expands forever, or we could be one of a group of island universes, other universes lying trillions of light years away. We just don't know at this point. Next up, what do you think about the possibility less spectacular than sci-fi would have us believe, right? Let's see. What's your favorite movie slash film series? I guess as far as series goes, it would be Star Wars, but just the original trilogy. I actually do enjoy the prequels, but again, I don't think they hold a candle to the originals. And the sequel trilogy, I didn't even complete that. I just didn't care what happened to any of the characters. But I guess as far as individual movies, I know you asked about series, but with individual movies, there are probably 5 movies that, if they happen to be on, I will sit down and watch from that point all the way to the end of the movie every single time. Those 5 movies are the 3 films in the original Star Wars trilogy. The 1989 Tom Hanks comedy The Burbs. I just love Joe Dante's dark humor. And my favorite movie of all time is Jaws. Again, it doesn't matter what point it is in that movie. If it is the just opening crawl of Star Wars, I will sit down and, considering most they're more than likely going to run, the sequels back to back to back, I could easily be there 6-7 hours. And, okay, last question. What's the best comment you've ever received? I love the comments, the Brad Pitt and Kurt Cobain comments. Those are definitely my favorite, so keep those coming.